Okay, so we are working on standard 21, still on graphing quadratics and knowing their roots um, and their x-intercepts. Remember, x-intercepts is what we learned in 8C. These are roots, also known as solutions, and zeros. All of these will come out as blank, comma, 0. Okay. Sometimes you have double roots, sometimes you have no real solutions. Okay, so we're working on all of this today. Learning target students will be able to use the Vertex Form. Okay, so Vertex Form, this is our goal today. Vertex Form is actually really easy when it's already placed in Vertex Form. I'm still debating if we need to learn where it comes from yet. It's also an Algebra 2 standard, so you may be learning it next year in your next class. If you have not yet finished extra math, do this first. So this is first. If you're not yet done, first. If you are done with extra math, thatquiz.org is here. If you have time and you're done with extra math and you finished both of them, you're more than welcome to give this a try. We're learning about place value and values of parts of numbers. Okay. Please do your do now prior to watching this video. If you have to, pause the video, give it a try, and see if you're able to do it on your own. I'm gonna make a couple of videos because Friday I'm not gonna be here, but if you're here for today for Thursday, lucky you. Okay, here's the do now. We have to do a couple things. We have to find the axis of symmetry. I'm gonna abbreviate it AOS, axis of symmetry. That's going to be an x equals value. Okay. We also need to find the vertex. And the vertex is also an x value and a y value. Now this is going to be the same x value as your axis of symmetry, and it's going to be a y value. It's going to be two numbers, x and a y. Okay, these two x's are the same. Plug in the equation and find the two numbers that surround them, plug them in as well. You should probably also find the solutions if there are any. Okay, so let's start by finding this negative b over 2a. That's this one, negative b over 2a. That's the axis of symmetry. Negative, and our b value is negative 4. And our a value is 2. So negative times negative is a positive 4 over 2 times 2, which is 4. That gives us a 1. So our vertex is 1, comma something. Our axis of symmetry should be at x equals 1. Right there. That is our x equals 1. Okay, that's our axis of symmetry. In our table, our x value should be 1. And we're going to find the vertex by plugging in this 1 into the equation, and we're going to look for the surrounding numbers 0 and 2. Remember, these answers here will match, okay, because they're the same distance away from the center. They're one space away and one space away. Okay, so looking at this, I know this is a positive number. Okay, so I know it's going to be facing up. The a value is facing up. Okay, so let's find that vertex. F of 1, that's our axis of symmetry value, equals 2 times 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus 1. F of 1 equals 2 times 1, because I'm going to do this first before squaring, minus 4 times 1 is negative 4 plus 1. F of 1 equals 2 minus 4 plus 1. I'll combine my positive numbers first, 2 and 1, which makes 3, and then minus 4. F of 1 equals negative 1. So our vertex is right here, that first number 1 comma negative 1. So here's that negative 1 value right down here, and that is our vertex. 1 comma negative 1 vertex. Okay. It's also our lowest point since we know it's facing up. Since we know it's facing this direction, it's going to be our lowest point. We can also call it our minimum value, which is our negative 1. Now finding this 0 value is super easy. Remember, if I have an x value of 0, I mentioned this in the last video with your practice from last class. If I have an x value of 0, it is automatically my c value as my y, or my f of x value. So this is going to be a 1 at 0 and at 2. 1 comma 0, sorry, 0 comma 1 and 2 comma 1. 0 comma 1 and 2 comma 1. They are the same. Okay, connect my dots. My y-intercept is that c value. This is my y-intercept, and I have a graph. Now I do have solutions. Let's zoom in a little bit. I have solutions. I don't know exactly what numbers they are. Okay, I do have solutions. They're right there where it crosses the x and where it crosses the x. It looks like 0 comma 0 and what, 2 comma 0, but I'm not really sure. All I know is that those are my solutions. Okay, I'm not sure what they are, but they're pretty close. Okay, that's your do now. This is probably what your test is going to look like. Something like this. Okay. Okay, teacher do. I'm asking for a few things, but luckily it is actually very, very easy. Okay. Now, let me write this equation for the vertex form, which is f of x. That's just like the y value. And then you're going to have your a value. It's an invisible a number right there. In this case, it's a 1. And then I'm going to have, let me fill in this part, x squared. Okay, and then we have the k value, h and k. Now this part's a little bit confusing, so it takes a little bit of practice. Here's our negative h value and your k value. Okay. Now, in your vertex, this value here is going to be h. Your first number is going to be h. Your second number here is going to be k. X and y, and they're right here, 4 and 2. Now the confusing part about this is that this one says negative h and this one says positive h. So only for the blue one I'm going to find the opposite. Okay, so instead of positive 4, this one's going to be negative 4. For the k value, it can stay the same. That is my vertex. Negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, let me get a line. Here's negative 4. Let's make sure this is blue. Negative 4 here. And then we've got negative 2. Negative 4, comma, negative 2. That is our vertex. Okay. We also know that the h value is my same as my x value, so these two are the same. So this one is negative 4. It's right there. X equals negative 4. It's the same thing, the opposite of this number. Okay, I know it's facing up. I don't know too much more other than it's facing up. So I'm just going to draw a parabola. We can just guesstimate for now. Okay, I don't know what the solutions are. I can, like I said, we can estimate what they are. I'm just going to circle this one here and call this a solution and a solution. Solutions. There and there. It's facing up. Ta-da. That's it. I'm not concerned with this being completely accurate right now. You should be able to identify based on facing up or down and your vertex and axis of symmetry. Should be able to answer all of those questions needed. Okay, students do. Same idea. Let me write this out a little bit neater so it doesn't look so confusing. Okay, so there's the formula. Again, we should have the h value here. This is the h value, not the negative h value. So I'm going to do the opposite of this value. And then the k value here. This is also my h value. Again, my axis of symmetry is my h value. Okay, so the h value in this case is not positive 3. I'm going to find the opposite and get negative 3. Again, that's also my x value, negative 3. My k value is going to be in green, which is positive 4. That is my k value or my y value. Same thing, positive 4. Now, I know that this number right here, the a value stays the same like it did in standard form. In this case, it's negative, so it's going to be facing down. Okay, so here is my axis of symmetry. Again, axis of symmetry is my x value or my h value, which is going to be negative 3. So there's my negative 3. X equals negative 3. That is also my axis of symmetry. Here's my k value, which should be in green, which is labeled as 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. That's my vertex. Y equals 4. It's also my k value. This is my vertex, which is negative 3, 4. I know it's facing down. I don't know much else. Oh, that's beautiful, Mr. P. That's gorgeous. Okay. My solutions, I'm not really quite sure. I'm just guessing they're going to be somewhere here. Solutions, and I'm going to label it. Now, are they exact? No way. But they're pretty close. I mean, they're going to be down there somewhere. Solutions, we can also call these roots, x-intercept, etc. Okay, you should know all 4 of those names. Okay. Now, when I see this 2, well, let's do this. Let's go back. Let's copy this. When I see this and I see that this a value here is a 2, okay. When I see this, I know, oh, that's a horrible highlighter. I know that this one is going to be a skinnier graph. Remember, if it's a bigger number than 1, it's going to be narrow. Okay. So let's start with our h, comma, k. And in this case, our h value is not negative 4. Remember, always the opposite of h is going to be positive 4. Our k value is going to be, that can stay the same, negative 4. Our axis of symmetry is our h value. It's a positive 4. I'm trying to keep these color coordinated all the way through so you won't get confused. Okay, so here is our axis of symmetry, which is 4, and then in green this should be our k value, which is negative 4, and it's facing up. Now we know it's facing up because it is a positive 2. It's a positive 2. Again, we should have a negative 4, and our x value is positive 4. That is our vertex, and it's facing up. It's going to be a little narrow. It's going to be a little skinnier than usual, which is okay. And our solutions are there and there. I don't know what they are exactly, but again, that is the next unit, not this unit. We're going to specify these solutions, roots, etc. Easy? Okay. The rest of it's going to continue on the next video. I know it's a little long, but you'll live.